Okay, so this is Harmless from Jersey Boys Roller Derby, and wanted to talk about a few pieces of protective gear that I recently purchased and some of the stuff that went along with that. Recently, I've been using the Poorboy V2 knee pads and elbow pads. They're awesome. They're ramp pads for skateboarders. They actually work brilliantly for roller derby, and I have been loving them. So much so that I needed to replace my wrist guards, as I have been using my 22-year-old Rollerblade wrist guards. Literally, Rollerblade wrist guards. So those were purchased in the mid-90s and have not failed me yet. But they're really heavy. The fabric in here, it's basically the stuff you see in like knee gaskets. It doesn't breathe. They stink to high heaven. They're terrible. Not terrible, but the construction in them, which is what I'm going to get into in a little bit, is really solid. They haven't broken apart. The stitches are all really good. The Velcro is really good. The Cordura is really good. It's just they're kind of heavy for what they are, and they don't wick away moisture. They basically act like sponges. So I thought, let me go and buy the Poorboy V2 wrist guards. Thinking I've had such good experiences with the elbows and knees, why not get the wrist guards? Went on to allsportprotection.com, and that's where I've been buying a lot of my safety gear, and they're really, really good. They're solid people, and they will work with you on stuff when things go wrong, which is, in fact, what happened. Ordered the wrist guards from them, got an email 2 days later saying, hey, you ordered the Poorboys, we don't have them. The website said we did, the guys are down in the warehouse say we don't. We're going to upgrade you and just send out a set of Demons, no extra cost, you won't pay for any shipping, we're just putting them in the mail and sending to you, ready to go. This is really cool of them because the Poorboys retail for about $19 for those cards. The Demons retail for $50. So they just want to have happy customers. So I'm more than happy to give props to those guys, and they gave me an email to get an extra code to get a discount on my next order through them. So customer for life there, allsportprotection.com. Good on you guys. Now, the Demon wrist guards, these guys here, there was a fair amount of hype in some of the review videos by some skaters and whatnot about how, oh, well, the shank goes all the way down and all this other stuff. I'm like, well, guess what? The shank goes all the way down in the 21-year-old, 22-year-old Rollerblade wrist guards too. In fact, in terms of actual construction, the clasp works exactly the same. It's still the same butterfly clasp. You know, the Kevlar shaped exactly the same. If you hold them up on top of one another, they're the exact same size, basically. This is in a medium for the new one. This was in a large for when I bought it. If you measure the Kevlar or anything else using a handy ruler, you'll find out that they're pretty much exactly the same. There's less than 1/4 of an inch difference in them. So don't buy the hype on that. Where the Demons are really cool, though, is that they are really, really light. And when I hold this up, if you look at it, you can see light through that. There's mesh. Anywhere there is not Cordura, there is mesh. These breathe. So you are not just constantly sweating into them, you're actually having heat sort of come out the sides and vent away from your hands, so you're not just becoming a giant sticky sweaty mess in there. The other nice thing, which I don't know if the camera can pick up, when you look at this, you can kind of see it. There's extra padding in here on your wrist, so when you fall, it's not just one piece of padding in the Kevlar, there's an extra reinforcement in there, which is really good for landing. Other nice thing I noticed the more I looked at them, you can't see it from the camera, but all of the stitching in this, in here, is all doubled up. So this is all stitched over twice, it's all herringboned in on the edges. They did a really, really solid job of making sure this thing will not come apart on you. This is, I won't say it's indestructible, but it's going to take a lot of work on my part to break these things down. And if I haven't been able to break down the old school ones, I don't know how long it'll take me to go and break these. So, really, really cool wrist guards. I don't know that I would necessarily have spent $50 on them. You know, I'm glad that, you know, there was a mistake at Allsport and they were nice enough to go and send them to me just as a way of sort of making it up to the fact that things had gone wrong on the webpage. But is it worth $50? That I don't know. That I don't know. I can't honestly say what the value is of these versus the value of any other wrist guard, because it's basically, I'm going to be a lot more comfortable in these. I don't know that it would be necessarily so much more safe. That said, they are a lot lighter, so you don't get that sort of heavy, sticky, weighty feeling on your hands after you've been skating for 2 hours at a scrimmage or something. But Demon wrist guards, very cool, but expensive. If I do eventually get the Poorboys, I'll put up a review on there to sort of look at them, but I will say that having used the elbows and knee pads for the V2s. That's the 2013 update to their pads from Poorboy. They're really awesome. I'm pretty sure the wrist guards are going to be awesome too, but I obviously don't need them now. So we'll see what happens there. This has been Harmless with JBRD, and I will update with any other new gear I get as I get it. Have a good one.